Let's put the spotlight then on one of the top gainers on the Nifty today, Shrishti, and that is TCS.
Well, yes, over 1% uptick coming in on TCS, and no doubts there as the IT bellwether TCS is in focus on the back of the news flow around a fifth buyback soon. So let's try and understand that this time around what could be in store for all the retail participants, whether you should participate or not. We will get an expert take on that as well. But before that, let's get into all the details about the history regarding the TCS buyback, and this time what is the market penciling in, and Samit Sarkar is joining us to give us all those details.
Well, TCS has always been known for rewarding shareholders, and this is the fifth time that the company has announced that they will be considering buyback on October 11th. Now, in the past, there have been 4 buybacks which have been in the range of around 16 to 18,000 crore rupees, and at that moment, the company had utilized around 30 to 33% of the total cash in books to give away to the shareholders. Now, the buyback price that was considered by TCS on those moments was generally at a premium of around 18% to the current market price, and the acceptance ratio for this buyback. Now, this is the most important part for any retail shareholders. In the first 3 buybacks, that was in 2017, 2018 and 2020, the acceptance ratio for these buybacks stood at close to 100%, while the buyback that was done in 2022, the acceptance ratio fell to around 24% because more participation coming in from retail investors. Now, currently, if you see, TCS has a cash of could have a cash of around 60,000 crore rupees on its book. Assuming that it uses 1/3 of this cash for buyback, the buyback size could be anywhere between 18 to 20,000 crore rupees. And generally, given the fact that the company has kept the buyback price at a premium of 18%, the buyback price for TCS could be anywhere between 4,300 to 4,400 rupees, which means that a company could buy back nearly 1.13% of its total equity capital. Now, what is it in it for the retail shareholders? Now, if retail participation continues to remain high even in this buyback, like we had seen last time, the acceptance ratio could be on the lower side. Now, if the acceptance ratio is on the lower side, then generally the gains for a retail shareholder would also be limited. Now, assuming the buyback price is at a premium of 20% to the current market price, and if the acceptance ratio is as low as 25%, then the actual gain for any retail investor by participating in this buyback would just be 5% and not higher at around 20%. So acceptance ratio is the most important thing, and in the last buyback, the acceptance ratio had come down, and if the acceptance ratio continues to remain low, the gain for any retail investor would also be low by participating in TCS buyback. So keep an eye out for what is the buyback size that comes out on October 11th and what is the buyback price announced by TCS.
All right, thank you so much for that, Samit, for putting all of that into context, explaining to our viewers what this particular move would mean for TCS and also the shareholders. But let's ask our experts what to expect out of TCS when it comes to the charts or fundamentals. We have Ashish Maheshwari as well as Kunal, both are joining us on the show. Very good morning to you, Ashish, as well as Kunal. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And Ashish, let me come first to you. Along with buyback, you'll also have the all-important Q2 earnings coming in for TCS as well. So let's dive in a bit more on that particular front. One, what should you expect when the company announces Q2? What are you penciling in? As well as what's your view coming in on TCS and the rest of the IT pack?
As far as TCS buyback is concerned, I think investors need not to hurry and grab TCS stock, because I agree with your analyst. The acceptance ratio is going to be very less because now TCS is almost 13.5 lakh crore market cap company, and I'm expecting buyback maybe 20,000 crore worth of buyback will come. So hardly you are going to get a lot of share accepted at a higher price, which I'm expecting should be at least 4,000 rupees if you ask me for TCS buyback. I think the market need to focus, or participants need to focus how their quarterly number comes. I'm not expecting any sort of disappointment as far as TCS numbers are concerned, because they are just showing moderate growth, 2 to 3%. I'm expecting this quarter also moderate margin expansion in 30-40 basis point, and minor growth is expected. Though stock has touched 52-week high also, but I think these stocks have not moved quite a bit for quite some time. So some amount of buying we have seen in TCS also. So in a nutshell, for the sake of getting handsome reward in buyback, you should not buy. Instead, focus on quarterly numbers will be better strategy.
Okay, so that's the take coming in from Ashish, not to be in a hurry for the buyback announcement, but the earnings will be the key to watch, and he's expecting the buy price to be around 4,000 rupees. But Kunal, like Ashish was mentioning, that the stock has touched its 52-week high level. So just before the earnings, how are you seeing TCS on the charts, and what's your take on the IT space as well?
See, I think the stock chart for TCS is showing a very good recovery from the September 2022 lows when the stock was sub 3,000. Now at a point when the stock is already up 20%, the recovery seems to be far more stable for TCS. Of course, it's very difficult to predict what could happen post results for the stock price. But then typically we look out for levels, and I think in this case the 3,500 mark, which was the very recent support for TCS from where this rally started off, I think that should act as a strong entry point. So in case if the stock say corrects post result, if there is any kind of profit booking which happens into the stock price on the back of it, then I would believe that that could actually be a good entry point for a stock like TCS.
All right, so that's the view coming in from both of our experts when it comes to TCS. But on that note, we'll slip into a break.